Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Checking out a replay of a 2020 FIA Nations Cup race. This was the final slot of a top split featuring the likes of GT Academy graduate Turismo Leicester, top split drivers GroveStreetRacin, V1 Crabster, TPC Loop, so a nice mix of competition. This was essentially a one-make race in the Group 4 Bugatti Veyron, although a few other drivers did choose some other cars, including our buddy Go Greddy in the Peugeot RCZ. But for the most part, this was a pretty self-explanatory race. It was going to be a no-stop on the Racing Hard compound, so going to keep the field pretty close from the start. Definitely enjoy being able to look back at some of these old replays and seeing familiar faces, especially when we see some drivers that were behind us in qualifying, in points, and you know, fast forward to almost the end of the 2021 season, and you know, drivers like, say, like BM Drifter, you know, one of the top split drivers for Vanquish Esports now. TPC Loop, AMS Crabster, now known for the V1 at the start of the gamer tag. And despite an interesting change in the way we live from 2020, really do appreciate these replays, and thinking of some of the good times, having some really good battles with you guys. Best transition ever as we cycle through to lap 2. Leicester is pulled away by a few seconds. Noticing I had a bit of pace, Grove signals for us to pass. So hopefully try and do some slipstream bump drafting to try and get away from the rest of the field. Part, this race was pretty straightforward, not too much chaos ensuing, so we're gonna work our way towards the final lap. The top 4 of us have pulled away by a pretty significant margin. So we look through the field, a couple other familiar faces, VLX Guletsky for Virtual Life Experience, BM Drifter, now known as Vanquish Esports VQS Drifter. She choosing the Jaguar F-Type for this race. Taking a look at some of our friends who, in this particular slot, unfortunately got caught up in some of the mayhem here at Monza. Alright, final lap. GT Academy graduate Turismo Leicester with a relatively easy win ahead of our Nezzo Racing team, red, white, and blue colored Bugatti in second. One small mistake, and that would definitely put us in the clutches of PX7 Grove, that's GroveStreetRacin, ahead of V1 Crabster. at the time, relatively new to Gran Turismo, racing for Apex Motorsports. So definitely awesome to see those familiar faces and see how far they have come in just the last 6-7 months. Yeah, these old replays definitely continue the motivation and energy to get back to racing after we've made a full recovery from our elbow and arm injuries. As always, I thank you so much for watching, for supporting, for your comments, for the likes. Really motivates me to just continue day by day, and I look forward to getting back to racing. So 229 points for this race saw us at 15th in the North America region at this point.